but not unarmed. Eric Barkley, leg cramps. He's out in half two, so Bootsy Thornton gets rejected by Chris Carrawell, who releases. Carrawell, probably your ACC Player of the Year, Blue Devils by a deuce. Barkley would come back in. Carrawell loses the basketball. Barkley pushing it, looking for LeVar Postel. There he is, up above the rim. St. John's with their largest lead, up 7. Duke battles back, down 2. Nate James almost loses it, somehow flips it over to Jason Williams, the freshman. 14 points, 13 assists, Duke up by 1. Then Williams to Carlos Boozer. He is a grown-up. Duke up by 3. 2 minutes left. Carrawell stripped by Barkley. Barkley finds it, finds Thornton. Bootsy ties the game at 79. Under a minute to go now. They go to Carrawell, who drives, finds James. He loves that corner 3 ball. He had 20. Duke up by 1. Great basketball game. Next play, loose ball off the missed shot. Bootsy Thornton, the net doesn't move. He had 22. Mike Jarvis wants a 3. He only got 2, so Duke down 1. Carrawell gonna try it, off balance, won't go. Shane Battier can't recover, and neither can the Blue Devils. The Red Storm wins at 83-82. Thornton, who was guarding Carrawell, called the end game the longest 5 seconds of my life. The Johnnies have won 7 straight. In the past week alone, they've beaten Syracuse, UConn, and now Duke. An historic day. Just the Blue Devils' 3rd loss at Cameron Indoor to a non-conference team in the last 17 years.
I told some people, that they, just don't be disappointed if it doesn't come close to last year. And then with about 4 minutes to go in the game, I, leaned over to my son and I said, this is incredible. I just can't believe that, that we're having another game like this tonight.
They deserve to win. I thought they played better than we did overall. And, it's disappointing for us, but that's why you play games like this now, is to learn about yourself.
Michigan State and Indiana. A.J. Guyton coming off a season-low 3-point game against Illinois. Mateen Cleaves and the Spartans looking to beat the Hoosiers for the 5th straight time. Guyton, he was large. Knocking down the 3 as time expires in half 1. He had 16 in the first. Indiana by 5 at the break. Second half, Cleaves, he's larcenist, and he's leading the break. And he's knocking down that noise. Michigan State up by 8. Bobby wasting water. Under a minute left. State by 1. Cleaves loses Guyton off the dribble. Another creation in the lane. He had 16 in half 2. Spartans by 3. Next possession, Guyton, the best player on the court. The fall-away 3, we're tied at 72. After a 5-second call, Guyton a chance to win it, but he misses. It's out of bounds. Yes, we get to play some more hoops. In OT, Guyton off the dribble. The prayer leader, you betcha, a career-high 34 for A.J. IU by 2. Michigan State, one of the best rebounding teams in the land. And Andre Hudson puts it back in. We're tied at 79. The Hoosiers now a chance to win. Guyton, their go-to guy, misses everything. Lynn Washington, though, right place, right time. This game is right over. The Hoosiers rally to knock off number 5 Michigan State in overtime, 81-79. Everyone on the court. Washington picked his spots well. The game winner, his only basket of the day. The Spartans shot 53%, but were doomed by 22 turnovers, including 9 by Cleaves alone. With the loss, Michigan State falls back into a tie with Purdue for first place in the Big Ten, and the Hoosiers are not out of it yet.
We earned it, man. It seemed to be our day, but we earned it. We worked hard against a great team, probably the best team is the best team in the Big Ten, and they give all the credit in the world for them making us work as hard as they did. And we made them work pretty hard too, and they made a great game.
These kids hung in and came back. That's something that's a little bit unusual for this group of kids to play, to do that, to get down, to come back and play kind of as poorly as I said we have in 3 of our last 4 games is a really good thing for these guys. Really good for them.
NBA scouts take note. The
Alabama, first half, Vincent Yarborough drains a 3. Yarborough had 13 in the first half alone. Second half, though, Bama up 1. The precocious freshman, Rod Grizzard, he pops out, and for reasons unknown, Tennessee does not cover him. Bama up 4, Grizzard at 14. Under 28 seconds left. Vols down 2. Yarborough a chance to tie it with 2 free throws. He misses the first. Yarborough can't believe it now. Tries to hit the second. No! He misses both. The putback almost goes in. Bama gains possession, and they gain possession of the win. The final 80-75.
In Arizona State, Luke Walton picking up some slack. Luke, the fadeaway baseline, Jay. Arizona jumped out to a 23-4 lead. Arizona State, trouble. Eddie House with the steal. This is a brick house. Sun Devils having their problems. Can't get it to go. Arizona up 12 at the half. Eddie doesn't want to watch. Late in the second half, though, Arizona's lead cut to 5. Alton Mason picks up the loose change. He can make that layup. He had 18, a career-high 18. They cut it to 3. 2 minutes left. Cats up 5. Gilbert Arenas. Bingo. Arizona wins it by 7. And then the McHale Center renamed in Lute Olson's honor. Lute Olson Court right there. The McHale Center now becomes Lute's place. Arizona's beaten the Sun Devils 10 straight times, led by those freshmen. Arenas with a career-high 29. Walton with a career-high 23. Michael McDonald, the baseball pass to Mark Madsen for the basketball shot. Stanford up 13-2 early on in this one. Later in half one, Jaron Collins can't get the jumper to go. McDonald finds the loose ball. He's blocked. Collins finally gets it back, and just like they drew it up, Collins with the finish. Stanford up 18 at the break. It was 17 in the second half. McDonald to Madsen. He's a mad dog. 16 points, a career-high 20 boards. Stanford easily over Washington. The Cardinal leads the nation in field goal percentage.
To J.P. Blevins. Nice look to Keith Bogans. Nice basket. He had 22. Wildcats by 2. Second half, game tied at 50. Razorback freshman Joe Johnson. Oh, that's a turnover. Keith Bogans, one of the few easy shots for the Cats all night long. Razorbacks still trailing with just under 30 seconds remaining. Blake Edens is going to hit a 3. Actually, he's going to hit the rim with a 3. Razorbacks as a team 9 of 23 from three-point land, which left Nolan Richardson agape. As Kentucky wins at 60-55. 10th straight 20-win season for the Cats, who win despite shooting a season-low 35.2% and a god-awful 16% from three-point land. But they dominated the glass 45-28, and they out-rebounded Arkansas 21-6 on the offensive boards. Mississippi State and LSU. How good have the Tigers been lately? Second half, Torres Bright move. Look for Stromile Swift with the throwdown. He had 18 points and 11 boards. LSU by 7. Late second half, tied at 63. Jermaine Williams. Penetration. It's a good shot. LSU by 2. He had 5. 26 ticks left. Bulldogs down by 3. Mississippi State does what they have to do. Steal the inbounds pass, but Michael Golar can't control it. We have a scramble for a loose ball. The Tigers come away with it. Now, Bulldogs coach Rick Stansbury wanted a timeout. Instead, he got the other T. Technical. Mississippi State got a tough loss. The final 71-66. 7th straight conference win for the Tigers, who also got 6 blocks from Swift. Three-pointers really kept the Bulldogs in it. They were 11 of 23 from behind the arc, but LSU shot 53% from the floor. In the Big 12, number 9, Oklahoma State, and number 18, Iowa State. Marcus Fizer is hungry, and he's just been fed. Fizer with 16 at the half, Iowa State up 8. Second half, Iowa State goes to work up 8. Brian Montanati, oh, he's got a bunny, but he blows it. So the Cyclones get the break, head back the other way, and Michael Nurse milks a 3. When Iowa State scores 40 points first, they are 32-0 under Larry Eustace. That's a fact. A little later on, the Cowboys dug Gottlieb. That's not good. Off the side of the backboard, Iowa State breaks out. Stevie Johnson, wazza! He had 12. Eustace's club up by 13. Moments later, Fizer streaks Frederick John Zine. Throws it down. He had 29, and Iowa State wins going away 72-61. The Cyclones now alone in first in the Big 12. How good?
Temple Sanchez took just 2 shots, but he did have 8 assists. One right there to Ron Rollerson. That's capped the 7-zip run. The Owls up 3. Sanchez leads the conference in assists. Sweet lefty slingshot to Barnes. Owls still down 1 there, but later in half 2, Wadley creating with the dribble and then fading away. He had 21. Temple wins it by 18. On a day when their leading scorer, Mark Karcher, shot 1 for 10, the Owls still win easily. Temple's now won 13 straight. Pepe's last home game, he got emotional, crying during the pregame ceremony, saying his college experience was a dream come true.
Schools just plain don't like each other. Gabe Manecki Anticipation at the Superdome, part of an 8-0 run as the Horns lead 32-19. Second half, Chris Mim. Court awareness, sees the double team, sees Chris Owens in the lane. Oh, throwdown. Career high 20 for Owens. Texas up huge. Second half, William Clay. Have you seen my friend Gabe? Manecki. He had 8. Texas up 67-38. Manecki and Mim, it's all good. Texas rolls 85-58. Note, UConn, second half, UConn down 5. Calvin Bowman knocks the ball away from Kevin Freeman, one of these seniors on senior day at Gamble. Tim Lyles to Bowman for the lay-in and the foul. Bowman 29, West Virginia up by 8. UConn rallies under 3 minutes to play. Tony Robertson misses the free throw, but Freeman, atoning for previous errors, ties the game at 66. West Virginia down 3 over a minute to play. Lyles, acrobatic in traffic, but he would miss the free throw. So UConn down 1, perhaps Tate George to Rod Sellers. Under 4 seconds to play. How about just Colin Edelman to the rack? Against Pittsburgh last season, against West Virginia this season. Elamine, 23, and perhaps his last game at Gamble as well. UConn wins it in a thriller, 72-71. Huskies, Colorado State and Utah Rams with the ball. Here's one play you can't see enough.
This is Grady against Medela. Over Medela. Send that for the Sports Center.
Yeah, I've seen that play a lot, and it's still good. Ron Grady with the miss. Sean Harris doesn't. Dunk of the year. Meanwhile, Rams lead by 6. Cedric Goodwin, you stand there, I'll shoot from here. Big 3, he had 21. Rick Majerus and the Utes lose 60-49. The win ends a 10-game slide against Utah for the Rams.
For Auburn, Cliff Ellis and Auburn without Chris Porter, 1-game suspension by the school, and maybe more. Now watch this series of events and you know how the game went. Mike Miller for Florida lays it in. Florida pressure on the inbounds, and Miller dives to make the steal. Kenyon Weeks, corner jump, no good, but Miller is there to tip it to Brent Wright for the 2, and the foul. The freshman leading the way for Florida as Florida just humbles, admittedly, a depleted Auburn, 88-59. So Florida 11-3 in the league, 22-5 overall, may have that regular season win. Now afterwards, words about the so far 1-game suspension by Auburn to Porter.
DeMar Johnson back into the lineup after a 1-game suspension. Jermaine Tate the steal, and outlet to Kenyon Martin. Louisville had 19 turnovers. Later in the first, Steve Logan, no. Tate, yes. 11 offensive boards. 33-16 at the break. Johnson, the pull-up for 3. If this team can shoot from three-point range, they can win the national title. 15 points. Johnson, 3 of 5 from three-point range. And then that's Kenyon Martin, the most valuable player in college basketball. He had 24 points, 12 rebounds. Cincinnati wins it. The game not as close as the score might indicate. Corey Bradford working free for the 3. Bradford had 11 first-half points. Illinois led by 5 at the break. Second half, George Reese. Nobody put a body on Michael Redd. Part of a 16-3 run. Redd finished with 21. Ohio State in control at 13. It's Penn. Scoop to the hoop, and it goes, and gets a hug from his coach, Jim O'Brien. Followed him to Ohio State. Ohio State wins it 64-51. The win keeps the Buckeyes in a virtual tie with Michigan State and Purdue atop the Big Ten. The Illini brought in a 7-game winning streak. They would miss 19 of their final 23 shots. Purdue, senior day against Penn State. Brian Cardinal gets a hug from Gene Cady. Purdue up by 9. Fellow senior Mike Robinson with a steal. 2 of Robinson's team-high 20. Minutes later, Carson Cunningham, the outlet. Jerron Cornell finishes the break. Purdue, 37-29 at the break. Late in the second half, Cardinal taking the dish from Robinson. Cardinal, workmanlike, finished with 12. Cardinal leaving the court, acknowledging the folks by blowing kisses. Purdue wins 88-71. Victor Samnick will miss the jumper. Lee Scruggs led all scores with 22. In the second half, Jason Hart takes control, gets the jumper. Then Ryan Blackwell looking for Hart. Just about the same spot. He had 15. All in the second half. Off the inbounds pass, Syracuse putting it away. Hart looking for Eton Thomas. Thomas had 8 points. Syracuse had a victory by the final of 67-52. The win keeps the Orange in front of St. John's in the conference standings. Only Patrick Ewing has blocked more shots in Big East history than Thomas has. The attendance of just over 31,000 was the largest on-campus crowd in the nation this year.
Who remembers that? Number 23, Kansas, 15, Texas. Chris Mim, All-American, down low, bringing it. Dickie V says if he comes back next year, he'll be the top big man in the country. Meanwhile, Kansas couldn't get it going. Eric Chenoweth and Drew Gooden, no. Moments later, Eric Chenoweth, I think he barely caught iron. And then Kirk Heinrich throws the pass to no one in particular. 12 first-half turnovers for the Jayhawks. Second half, Kansas just watching, while Texas all over them. Texas up 12. More Longhorns. Texas breaks the full court press perfectly. Chris Ogden, alley. Gabe Manecki freaks the oop. Manecki had 10 points in the first. Texas up 16. Off the inbounds pass, that is nasty. Chris Owens with a two-handed flush. Texas up 17. More of the same. Manecki out in the break. Tomahawking. Texas wins it 68-54.
As they head into March for some madness, Albert Mooring off the miss. Jake Bosco's there and scores. 15 points, 13 boards for Jake. Later in the second half, Joel Salvi, Colt Hero, blocks Bosco. Todd Billett will then kick it to Dante Jones. Rutgers down 2. Jones led Rutgers with 25. UConn's ensuing possession. Mooring, the pull-up for 3 that touches nothing at the bottom of the net. UConn by 5. 3 minutes to go. UConn by 3. Jake Bosco dishing. Mooring banks it off the glass. Mooring led UConn with 16. Rutgers down 3, 9 seconds to go. Khaled El-Amin playing some defense. The strip, the steal, the seal to this deal. UConn wins it 74-69. Huskies shooting 55%.
Superstar Jerome Robinson slipping in the back door for the jam. Bradley led by 5. Second half off the bad pass, Keelan Block coming up with a ball, and Block has been lifting. ISU up 7, 33 seconds left. ISU a 2-point lead. Block. Pull up, Jay. It's good. That gave the Sycamores a 4-point lead, but on the very next play, Bradley bringing the ball up very quickly. Rob Dye. Where do you see this shot? That was a tough off balance, and it falls. That shot cut the lead at 2. Bradley, one last chance, 3 seconds left. Dye driving, great effort, misses it. The tip-in comes after the buzzer. Let the celebration begin. So Indiana State hangs on to win 56-54. Indiana State winning 20 games, its first regular season conference title since, you guessed it, Larry Bird carried the Sycamores to the national championship game in '79. Indiana State has won 18 of its last 22 games. Southern Illinois off a loss to Bradley, taking on Southwest Missouri State. And Scott Brakebill picks up the offensive board and puts it in for 2. Bears within 2. 57-59, 12 points for Brakebill. Same score, Allen Phillips. Hits it from there, Bears up 1. Next play, last chance for Southern Illinois. His name, Abel Schroeder. Driving inside, the miss. Derek Tillman picking it up. It's blocked by Kevin Alt. Southwest Missouri State goes on to win 62-59. Visiting Wyoming, Ladarian Jones. We're tied at 19. Later in the first, Cowboys up 5. His name, Chris McMillan. He's all alone. Nobody likes him. He hits the 3, caps off a 10-zip Wyoming run. Later, Wyoming up 37-24. Now on the fast break, Ladarian Jones. Show me something. Caps off another 10-zip run by Wyoming. Cowboys led 45-31 at the break. Brett McFall, the alley-oop to Josh Davis. And the Cowboys roll. Ladarian Jones finishing with 25 points. 88-61 the final. Wyoming's 5th straight win. Utah 4-7 on the road, including 4 straight losses. TCU, SMU. That's the Mustangs maniac, I think. Mustangs by 6, hustling. Willie Davis, he's a creator, and he can finish. The fans showing their appreciation for Willie. He finished with 24 points. Where's the maniac? More Mustangs. Gerald Sasser. No, but Dwayne Floyd is there to slam it home. Floyd, 13 points, 10 boards. SMU by 8 at the break. Horned Frogs down 4 in transition. Alloway finding Ryan Carroll. Carroll with 20 points, Frogs within 2. TCU continuing to come back. Thomas McTire finding Bingo Mariex, who hits the 3. Mariex 15 points, 3 for 5 from three-point range. Billy Tubbs and the Frogs win by 3 as